Good morning, everybody. I hope you're okay. I apologies for my late, but um, I'm having trouble with my laptop today. It's updating. I know. I just bear your patience a little bit. It's finalizing the update here, and we can start right away. Okay, so let me do it here. Okay, almost there. I hope you're fine. Great. I mean, morning, sir. Technical issues, my dear. The laptop here decided to update. Yeah, let's put this down here because it's. Oh gosh. I think it's better. Okay, let me see how it is. Oh my gosh, it's Sunday morning. Okay, this is done. Okay, sorry. I think it's just you. Okay. I think the last 2%. Okay, I think I'm ready to start. Great. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Let me share my screen here. And there we go. This we're going to diminish here. Okay, ready to go, ready to write. Finally. So, good morning, everybody. A little bit of technical issues this morning as my laptop decided to update. So, thank you for having me, and thank you for connecting us. We do have here Samantha, we have Chris, Patty. Okay, well, Patty's here as well. By the way, happy birthday, Patty. It's late to happy birthday, but happy birthday. It's never too late to say happy birthday. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about we're not talking about we do some kind of reflections about the good and the evil. Okay, but before we start today, let's do our initial prayer. Calm down, especially me. I need to calm down because this rush here with the laptop put me in a bit stressful moment here. Okay, so let's calm down. I invite you to close your eyes if you want to. Raise up your thoughts towards the good spirits, towards our mentors. Ask them to enlighten ourselves, filling us up with His love, His mercy, supporting all the brothers and sisters who are in need of health, in need of peace, in need of calm down, in need of love, in need of food, in need of shelter, in need of attention. May the good Spirit send to them and support them. So be it. Amen. Okay, good. And today, I give a spoiler here. At the end, we will have a music time, as long as that's what they asked me to do. But my secretary here, Stephanie, she said she will sing, and Leah gonna do the final prayer. Let's see what's gonna happen today. But by the way, it's voluntary. They said they want to do it. I didn't push anybody. Let's see what's gonna help. So thank you, Elsa, for being here with us as well. Good to have you here. So let's start here because it's a journey here. So reflections about good and evil, and the good and the evil. Before we start to talk about good and evil, we need to understand something. And this something is called morality. We need to understand what is morality. And according to the spirits on the question 629, morality is the rule of good conduct, the rule that distinguished between good and evil. So at the end of this reflection here, we will use this presentation or this way of thinking here, because here's my way of thinking. And I hope this will help you to figure out what's your morality, because morality is not the same for everyone at this stage we are now. Okay? At this stage we are now. Okay? When we are in the higher spheres, in the happiest world, the morality is the same for everyone. But because we are in a world of atonements and happiness, we yeah, atonements, yeah, we need to, we have some unbalanced, let's say this, unbalanced, because for me good may say something, it means something for me, and for you could be totally different thing. Okay. However, as long as we are evolving, we are progressing, we will reaching the same concept of morality. And then when we are in these higher spheres, we are all in same level. Okay, saying that, what is good and what is evil? Good is everything that is keeping with God's law. Simple, isn't it? And evil is everything that deviates from God's law. Simple. That's it. What is the question here is, what is God's law? And in a simple word, God's law is love. Okay? We can say that evil is the absence of God, of good. Okay? Like cold is the absence of heat. But the point is, where is no good, there must be evil. So, when we don't have good, we do have evil. When we don't have evil, we have good. Okay? Okay? Not doing evil, it's a principle of good. However, not doing good is a principle of evil. See, one is opposite of the other. Okay? And God only wants the good for us. And we will see along the explanation here, the man comes with the evil. Okay? Good? So far, so good? Why? Because God desires the good for us. But sometimes we are not prepared. When we are not prepared, we don't see it because we are too attached to the material things, to our own ego, and we cannot see it. Evil proceeds from humans, not from God. Okay? And I'm saying this because if evil is a creation from God, we will have a predisposition for evil. And we could not avoid it. It's something imposed to us. Okay? So, therefore, perhaps the question you have in your mind right now is, who created evil? We already said evil proceeds from human, from incarnated spirit, from lower, let's say lower spirits. Okay? So, since God, since God is the principle of all things, and since this principle is all wisdom, all goodness, and all justice proceeds from God. Okay? Let's say again. Since God is the principle of all things, and the principle of things is all wisdom, therefore, all goodness and all justice we have proceeds from God. This wisdom, these principles share God's attributes. And what are God's attributes? Infinitely wise, just, and good. Okay? If God produce anything not unwise, not produce something unjust or evil, he is not God. Okay? And this part here I am saying, you can find it is in the Genesis on chapter 3. Chapter 3 of the Genesis, Kardec's book. It's a chapter entirely dedicated a reflection about the good and the evil. It's wonderful chapter. I strongly invite you to read this chapter after we finish here. So, let's say here, on question 129 of the Spirit's book, no, not the Spirit's book, in the book, What is Spiritism? Also on chapter 3, Kardec says, God did not create evil. He established laws, and these are always good because he is supremely good. He who faithfully observed them would be perfectly happy. However, the spirits, having their free will, do not always watch them, and it is from this infraction that evil comes. That's the origin of evil. When we don't follow God's law, we generate evil. Okay? And again, if evil were one of attributes of God, remember, what's the attributes of God? All goodness, no, infinitely wise, just, and good. That's the attributes. Okay? So if evil is one of these three attributes, let's say it's the fourth attribute here, it's evil is gonna be equal to God, and consequently, evil will be eternal and would be inferior to God. So they will be in the same level, and it's not. Everybody knows. Everybody must concur with me that we will, when we're talking about, oh, I want to be happy, I want to go to paradise and all this, it means I want to be in peace, in harmony. And there is no peace, there is no harmony if you have evil inside your heart. See, can you see how this is not connected with God attributes, with God himself or herself. Okay? Okay? If evil is one attributes of God, it was created by God, then you have some conflicting of powers. Okay? So far, so good? Huh? What's the summary of this saying here? We can say that the evil of all kinds, physical and moral, that afflicts humankind form two categories that must be distinguished. Those that man can avoid, and those independent of his will. So we do have evil we can avoid, and those who are independent of our will. And we will understand this a little bit further. These two categories here. And in the book, The Consoler, question 135, Emmanuel wisely says to us, divine determinism consists of a single law, which is that of love for the universal community. How this evil is developed according to these categories. What are the two categories? One is those we can avoid, and those who is independent of our will by our knowledge. Our knowledge is the key thing in our mind. It's so important because this is the key for us. The more knowledge we acquire, this is in the also in chapter 3 of the Genesis. The more knowledge he is human, we acquired, and the further we advance in civilization, the less disastrous, the less afflictions become. It will even neutralize the consequences with a wise and thoughtful organization when they cannot be entirely avoided. So our knowledge, once we acquire knowledge, we have this kind of, when we start knowing ourselves, we kind of awake for this analysis, let's say, and what is good and what is evil. Remember the beginning when we said we will start with unbalanced good, the good and the evil, okay, because we have different knowledges, okay. But as much as we evolve, we acquiring the knowledge, and the consequence of this acquisition of knowledge, of experiences, we will kind of level ourselves in the same path, and then we can reach the happiest world in which good is good, and we conquer the same vibrations, the same principles. Okay? So far, so good. Morning, Wanderley. Can see you here. Morning, my friend. So, therefore, The simple question is why evil exists? Why? Why we do have evil? Evil, it's not created by God. It's a human creation, let's say this. There are two categories. One is those evil we can avoid, and those evil we can not avoid. And why? If I cannot avoid, why it's happened to me? Huh? Why it's happened to me? And we can say here, again, on chapter 3 of the Genesis, it's beautiful this. Since humans must progress, the ills to which they are exposed are a stimulus for exercise their intelligence and all their physical and mental capabilities. Remember previous slide? Knowledge is the key thing. The evil will exercise our intelligence and all physical and mental capabilities. Why? To develop our knowledge. And once we acquire knowledge, we annihilate the evil inside of us. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So, as much as I passing through certain situations, we become strong. And we know that the evil created by us create a lot of problems to ourselves. You know? And this, instead of let us acquire knowledge, what we gain from this evil we create to us, we acquire pride, we acquire selfishness, we acquire ambition, we acquire greed. All these things is a result of the evil. And with these vices we create to ourselves, we have injustice, we have oppression, we have natural calamities like the one we're passing by. Oh, why I'm doing this? Why it's happened to me? Why we are facing this? Oh, I'm a good person. Well, all the we can see here, not in a single point. We are seeing here in a broad point as a humankind, not as a person. We need to have more good among ourselves. We are full of evils and full of people who are in the fence. They neither do good nor evil. They are in the fence. This fence, being in the fence, you're not doing one and not doing the other. We need to take a position right now. And we need, in order to decide which side of the fence I will go, is our pride, our selfishness, our ambition, our greed. All these will decide. We must take one side of this fence. And it's up to you to decide which side you want to be. And If you decide to take the evil side, the pain is the good that drives humans forward on the path of progress. You can decide if you want to progress by pain, in a painful process, or if you will progress using your knowledge, using your reason, using your own on thoughts. That's why. And again, one rule in these God's laws or natural laws, it is progress. Progress will happen. Doesn't matter what you do, progress is going to happen. It's like you're going to die. Sooner or later, you're going to die. And progress will happen. If you decide to go to this evil side of the fence, you will progress. But unfortunately, in a painful path. If you decide to go to the good side of the fence, you will progress. It will not avoid you have bad moments, because these bad moments will help you to progress, but you instead seeing this as you are a victim. You see you are part of this and you resolve the problem. When we are acting as a victim, we become blind, and we put ourselves, our pride, our greed, our ambition, we put ourselves in a position, say, hey, I'm a poor man, I'm a poor person, oh, I don't deserve that. Instead of doing this, fight. If you're passing through this, it's because you have all the tools necessary to overcome it. Okay? Okay? Let's go. Let's write it here. So, progress is our, let's say, goal. This is going to happen. And the next question perhaps you have in your mind is, do all spirits pass through the line of evil to reach good? That's come what I say. I just anticipated a little bit. I was a little bit faster in my talk, but and the answer it's on question 120 of the Spirit's books. And the Spirit says, yes, by the line of evil, no, by the line of ignorance. Because we were created simple and ignorant. And ignorance here is not a bad word. Ignorance is lack of knowledge. If we have lack of knowledge, there is no evil, because you don't know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. It's like a child. They sometimes do bad things, but they know what they're doing. They know what's the consequences of their actions. We cannot blame them. We cannot punish them because they don't know. However, at the moment when you stop, you explain, they learn that lesson and they insist of doing that bad thing, then is evil. But see, the evil was created by themselves, not imposed by anybody. See how it works? Ignorance is lack of knowledge. If I'm acting with this lack of knowledge, I can stand up my hands and say, hey, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I didn't know that. And yes, of course, okay. Now you learn, go and don't do it anymore. Or let's use Jesus' phrase, don't go and don't sin anymore. However, if you insist in that wrong pathway, if you insist to do the sinning, you will suffer with the evil. But it was your choice, not God, not Jesus, nobody. At the end, we understand that it's you decide what you want to do. Based in what? In your free will. See? See? It's your free will. It's entirely up to us to follow the path of good. And this path of good, yeah, will make us happy. If we decide to go to the path of evil, it will lead us to suffer. But at the end, we will reach the same point. It's like going from point A to point B. You have a good path and you have a dangerous path. Both paths will connect you to point B. It's up to you to decide which path you want to go. And this we can see on question 121 of the Spirit's book. God has not created spirits bad. He has created them simple and ignorant. In other words, with equal aptitudes for good and evil. Those who are evil have become so of their own volition. So it's their will. And again, our free will develops as the spirit becomes aware of itself. And again, this is on the question 122 of the Spirit's book. So our free will develops as the spirits become aware of ourselves. And free will, we cannot say, oh, we cannot go to a store and say, hey, give me 2 kilos of free will here or 3 kilos of that or this. No. The free will develops little by little after innumerous evolutions in human life. So it's neither after the first nor after the second incarnation. No. It's after many incarnations. Okay? Okay? So far, so good? So, when a soul, a spirit, wants free will, the responsibility grows due to the development of its intelligence. So when we want, oh, I have my free will, I have my freedom to choose what I want. Perfect. That's the principle. But deal with the consequences of it. Sometimes you exercise your free will with lack of knowledge. And this lack of knowledge can lead you to say, oh, okay, I don't know, I didn't know that. Now I learned the lesson. I won't do this anymore. Or this redoing of past events, and you still creating evil and you creating sufferings for yourself. Okay? Okay, no comments so far. So I think, guys, you are okay there. Sorry for the bad news today. But among all this, we do have a game change. There is, must have. Must have. Must have a game change. And what is the game change? Then again, we go to chapter 3, item 7 of the book Genesis from Kardec. God has established laws full of wisdom, and the purpose of it is just good. And in all these laws, we have everything we need to comply with them. However, our path is traced by our conscience, and the divine law is engraved, is insided in our heart, in our conscience. Okay? So we know these laws. We cannot say, I don't know these laws. We know the law. We may not have now. It is the enough knowledge to exercise properly that law. And this again is not a human law in which we see a lot of time people voting to change such or such laws. No, we cannot do this here. Yeah, you're right. So we who's here? Okay, so we needed to understand that. Oh, you too are here. Great. So I like this sentence here. A time comes when the excess of moral evil becomes intolerant and makes humans feel the necessity to change the course. So there is the game change. When we are tired of going to that path, I'm trying to this all the time. You're trying to this, but at a certain point, you say, I'm sick of trying this. I will try something different. And when you're trying to something different, boom, it happened. That's the game changer. When you are sick of suffering, when you are sick of going to the evil path, when you are sick of this, when you are tired of passing through problems, you stop for a moment and you decide what you want. And when you decide what you want, you see, okay, I always doing this and I always have problems. Let me try something different. When you try something different, and the light happen. Okay? Okay? So let's go here. Oh, no, okay. Yeah, oh my gosh. I have just to... okay. No, okay. Stay there because I need to see. I cannot see. So in a situation what was once something good because it was need of its condition becomes evil, not only because it's no longer a need, but because it becomes detrimental to the spiritualization. This is why it happens to us. Some things we be not created because we need to spiritualize ourselves. We need to have that knowledge. We need to acquire. Stop here. We need to acquire that knowledge. The destiny of human begins. The human beings lies in the spirit life, but in the first phase of their corporeal existence, there are only material needs to satisfy. Guys, this is very important. Also in chapter 3, item 10. This explains why we have all the... Yeah, stop. Sit here. So this is important, and I must read this for you guys. So the first phase of corporeal existence, there are only material needs to satisfy, and toward that end, the exercising of the passion is a need for the preservation both of species and individuals. This is materially speaking. So remember, we were created simple and ignorant. And when we are simple and ignorant, in the first stage, we need this material attachment in order to preserve our life, in order to evolve. But once we leave that period, there are other needs. And first, semi-moral and semi-material needs. And next, exclusively moral. So we're talking here about 4 parts. One is I need the material things when I first create my first impressions. Then I have semi-moral, I have semi-material, semi-moral, and moral. If you don't stop, you go there. So we have all this. So we were created, we needed the material attachments. We evolve, we need semi-material attachments. We evolve, we need semi-material morality. And we evolve, we have just the moral. And when happens the moral? When the spirit dominates matter. If it shakes off its yoke, it advances along the providential path and grows closer to its final destiny. If, to the contrary, it allows itself to be dominated by matter, it holds itself back by identifying with the animal. Kardec. And let me see here. Let me see here if we can. Hey, Lidiane, good to have you here as well, my dear. Missing you. I hope Barcelona is treating you well, my dear. You are always welcome here. So, let's go here. So, stop it. So, in the book Action and Reaction, I will not read all this just to show you the paragraph which is important for us. This is in the chapter 7, when André Luiz asked to the Spirit Hilario, when the Spirit Hilario asked the instructor the following question: what should we understand as being good and evil? And his answer is brilliant here. It's brilliant. Evil, my friend, is progress. It is happiness. It is security and justice for all fellow men and for myself. The good, my friend, is progress and happiness, security, just for all our fellow men and for all creatures around the world. So it's when we created the good for ourselves. It's when we created the good not for me. The good I want to me, I want to you. The good you want to me, you want for your brother, your sister, and everybody who is surrounding you. At the end, he says, the good will thus be our determinate cooperation with the law in favor of all, even if it costs us complete renunciation, since we do not ignore that. By helping the Lord's law and acting in accordance with it, we will be for it helped and sustained in the field of imperishable values. Brilliant, isn't it? It's so brilliant. So, again, in question 187 of the book, The Consoler, Emmanuel says, this attitude must be what is taught to you by the divine law in the reincarnation in which you find yourselves. That is the one of forgetting all evil to remember only the good and the sacred opportunity of work and enlightenment. What Emmanuel is saying here? Just God's justice is so just and so good that he allows us to reincarnate and we forgot the evil we did in previous life. It's like a reset button. We have a reset button. Reincarnation means reset button. Start over again, start over again, start over again. It's a chance to not repeating the evil, repeating the pride, repeating the greed, repeating our ambitions, repeating our jealousy. It's a reset button to say, hey, my friends, go there, try again. Hey, my friends, go there, try again. That's what Emmanuel is saying here. That's the blessing of a reincarnation. We can start over again without remembering that vices. We still have our what's the name? Instinctions. We still have some points from previous life, but the learnings we're having here, the studies we're having here, the cooperation among all those friends who are with us, we will overcome it. Okay? Okay, let me see here. Good morning, Don. Good to have you here, my friend. Good morning. So let's keep going on our ride here. Let's keep going here. 1 second, okay? I'm almost finished. What is the summary? We do have a summary of all this. We do have a summary. And the summary, it is on question 636 of the Spirit's book. God's law is the same for everyone. However, evil depends mainly on its will. Good is always good, and evil is always evil, whatever the position of man. The only difference is the degree of responsibility. I am so astonished with this lesson today. We create the evil. We sometimes need the evil, but we cannot be on the fence. We need to decide which side we will take, the good or the evil. If we decide to take the evil, we will progress. Of course we will. But throughout suffering moments. If we decide to take the good, we will progress, for sure. But this will not say I won't have any problems, I won't have any difficulties to overcome. But you will have all the tools necessary to overcome it. It's up to you to decide, my friend, which side of the friend you want to go. Okay. Let me see. This is it from me today. I think it's a lot of thinking here, a lot of studying here. I truly invite you to read chapter 3, full chapter, the book called Genesis, and from question 629 onwards on the Spirit's book. One complements the other. Read it. Invite you to read it. Okay? We do have here some announcements, and then Tata we're gonna sing for us, and do and Leah will do the final prayer. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So, what are the announcements here? Today, 13th of June, we do have a marvelous event in English. It's from the group Sembradores de Luz. And the theme is Spiritist Education, Bridge of Light of the New World. It's 4 o'clock p.m. in European time, 3 o'clock London time, Ireland time, 11 a.m. Brazil time, 10 a.m. United States East Coast. Should be 11 a.m. for you, Don and Linda. 9 a.m. in Colombia, Ecuador, and Mexico. 8 a.m. in Guatemala and El Salvador. This is a short video from them. Okay, good. And also, let's not forget, on this Wednesday, the upcoming Wednesday, we do have our Spiritual Light show, and the topic of this talk of this Wednesday is protecting our lives, linking our thoughts to the divinity. It's on Wednesday, 4 p.m. United States, East Coast time, 9 p.m. UK and Ireland, 10 p.m. France, 11 p.m. on Lithuania. Okay, so good to have you all. Also, we do have, let me put it here, we do have on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Ireland time, we do have our study group. So our study group, it's 8 p.m. Just email spiritismireland@gmail.com, and you will have you'll receive the link for being in that group, study group. Okay. So thank you very much. And now that Stephanie will sing for us, and Leah, we're gonna do the final prayer. Isn't it, Leah?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do it. And this, by the way, is the final prayer. Okay? Okay, so.
I'm going to sing this music that is called.
What's the name of the music, Tete?
I'm going to change my life.
Wow.
I mean,
by the way, guys, this is her music. She did it by herself, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's her own words. Nadia. Yeah? Okay.
My life will change, it will never be the same. I can see the rainbow in the sky. Maybe it could be like before. I think about the rainbow, now my life is going to change. And the love is everywhere. Done.
Very good. You see? Very good. Beautiful music. Beautiful song. And
Now it's me.
now it's you. Yes, I know. Now it's you. Okay. Okay. What are you gonna do? The final prayer for us?
I'm saying gonna.
What are you gonna do?
Again. She wants to sing Selena.
Okay. Então só sing.
What? It's okay. Nice.
Huh?
Sakayo, Poyo, Poyo, You see my breath again.
Okay. Okay, good. Now, Tete, can you do the final prayer to wrap up here? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do the final prayer. Close your eyes. See?
God, thank you for this day that we had, and we were seeing all the persons in our family.
Yeah.
And this day will always be the same day. Amen.
Amen. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. I wish you a lovely Sunday, a wonderful week. Problems will come, for sure, but it's up to you to decide which path you want to take. The good path or the evil path.
Good.
Let's take the good.
Yeah, good.
Okay, thank you, guys. I'll see you all on Tuesday with our live. Okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.